Sunday again. Hey, Wight Bear, how are we?
Yay!
Fantastic. I've already achieved something new tonight. I went to the bar and I got a drink. No, that's not it. And the drink cost me more than the jeans that I am wearing. Yes. Don't worry if you haven't bought a drink at the bar. These jeans are very, very cheap. Very cheap. And this is not a clever pun about the poor quality of my material. But I think the stage I'm at in my life now, no, not retirement, cheeky. It's great just to be out drinking in a lovely bar in Bournemouth. Yes, because I came down in 1994. I don't mean by that I was high for the whole of 1993. Where I grew up in the Midlands, the only thing smoked was bacon and on special occasions mackerel. But the bars and clubs I've noticed, since my kids have got a little bit older now, and coming out doing comedy in bars in the week, the bars have changed, they're all a lot classier now. Now, how many locals have we got in? Yeah? Good, because I was thinking back to my time, 1984, and when I came down, there was a lot of dodgy nightclubs in Bournemouth in the 90s and the noughties. One of them, there was one called Berlin's. Give me a cheer if you remember Berlin's. Yay. Wonderful place. Now, with that name, there was no German theme whatsoever, was it? No great selection of beers, no German beers. And anyone remember they had a board that would light up with drinks promotions, yeah? Anyone remember what it was called?
Wonderwall.
The Wonderwall. That was it. Not the Berlin Wall, that would have made sense. The Wonderwall. So I thought, well, maybe, looking back in hindsight, perhaps they had a pop theme going on. Maybe a pop theme. So maybe they were named after the band Berlin. But the only thing in that place that would take your breath away was the clouds of cigarette smoke, believe me. Now there's another dodgy bar, this is a bit like a confession time, I used to go to, famous for grabber granny, called Bumbles. Anyone remember Bumbles? We've got a regular, that's fantastic. Yeah, it was famous for grabber granny. Famous for grabber granny. It had a bee theme, didn't it? It had a bee theme, yet you never saw any honeys there, so again, another inappropriate name. It's actually where I met my wife. And my mother-in-law.
I met her as well.
On the same night. And I can't remember who was the better kisser, to be honest. To be honest, I think that's unwise but not illegal, to quote a common phrase. Now, the reason I mention these bars is because I used to go out every Friday and Saturday night with my friends in the hopes of meeting a nice young lady. But to be honest with you, I was not very good at it in the slightest. I mean, I used to see the word pull on a nightclub door. I thought they were taking the mick. But when I even knew all the tricks, I would leave my drink unguarded in the hope that a woman might spike it to drug me and then take advantage of me. But that never happened. Now, I did a gig in Bournemouth a few months ago, and that joke actually got a sympathetic R from a woman in the audience. I mean, a joke about date rape and a woman, I mean, that says it all, it really is strange times. So, I also had a clever idea back in the noughties. I decided, I found a way to get lots of cheap foreign travel, lots of drugs and lots of sex. Okay, even cheaper than a Club 1830 holiday, if those of you remember those. I volunteered to be sex trafficked. However, the local gangster wasn't used to people volunteering, so he rejected me as well. Imagine that. Getting rejected for being sex trafficked. Now, I did this joke in, I'm not breaking any confidences, I did that joke in a gig in West Howe. And I got the strangest heckle I've ever had, which was, "Hey, mister, some of my best friends are sex traffickers." That was what he shouted, so yeah, very bizarre. So that's a bit about me. What else was I say? My brother, he stayed in the Midlands actually. He stayed up there. He was doing I thought he was doing his law exams, because I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm a barrister." It turned out he worked in Cafe Nero. I spoke to him the other day. I said, "What are you doing now?" He said, "Oh, I've changed jobs. I'm in pet grooming." I said, "That is absolutely disgusting." He said, "I'm just attracted to kittens and puppies, okay?" So I've got 2 children. Mouth's drying up already. Got 2 kids. My daughter, she turned 13 the other day. She turned 13. And I'm not very good at buying presents for women or girls at all. Not very good. So it's like a confession, this, isn't it? I used to get a £10 Primark voucher. Oh, very generous of me, but you can't get 2 pairs of jeans for that. Don't ask me how I know. But I thought I'm going to get her something different. So I bought her 2 CDs, one by Eminem and one by MC Hammer. Good thing about that, I didn't have to do any rapping. Now, if she behaves for Christmas, I'll get her a CD player, if I can find one. Now my son, he's 10, he's doing a Robin Hood project at school. And one of his tasks is to create some food themed with Robin Hood. Now, I don't like talking about it, but I did get an air fryer recently. Anyone else?
Yes.
Yes. We are the most annoying people now, aren't we? Well, not quite. The vegans have still got that, but it's very hard to meet anyone who's bought an air fryer and to doesn't like talking about it. So anyway, I had a great idea. So I got some sweets. I put them in the drawer of the air fryer, 5 minutes on 200. If you're interested. And it came out, it's a bit of a gooey mess, but I showed them to my son. He said, what's that? I said, that's fryer tucked. The ungrateful sod, though, after all this trouble that I'd gone to, I turned to him and I said, look, everything I do it for you. Now, do we want any more 80s, 90s pop lyric gags? Well, just a little bit more, maybe. So what else can I tell you about? Yeah, family life. Family life is very hard, married with 2 kids, and I have been losing my shit a lot lately, it has to be said. Losing my shit a lot. I don't mean I've been going mad, it's my wife, she's been decluttering. She's been watching that Stacey Solomon show. Yeah. But yeah, no, speaking of my kids, we managed to get a babysitter. The reason I didn't go out for many years was because we didn't have any relatives or friends nearby that could babysit for us. Going to get an R for that. I didn't go out drinking for 15 years or so. Yeah. I even came with a great idea for that. I thought, what I'll do is we'll get a Swedish au pair to come and live with us. I thought this was brilliant. My wife, though, no, she kiboshed that straight away. I don't know why. I thought, like me, she'd like the look of Bjorn or Sven, but yeah, it didn't. But I have got a babysitter. I have got a babysitter for tonight. Well, no, they don't like being called babysitters. They like to be called social services. But yeah, I've been married now nearly 16 years, and I think the key thing is to have things in common with your partner, and we share a sense of humour. We have to, because she hasn't got one. But no, it's good to have things in common. Good to have things in common. And we watched a TV advert for the WWF, great charity, a few years back now. It was for their sponsorship programme. And we thought, yeah, that's good, we'll do that, we'll agree to do that. So imagine our surprise when we got and then it turns out that we were sponsoring a 1980s American professional wrestler. But he was called Animal, he was half of the Legion of Doom. He's dead now, sadly. Wasn't put down, I think it was the steroids, to be honest with you. But yeah, going back to having kids, I think we have to, as parents, part of our job is to warn them about things, isn't it? Warn them. And my daughter, being 13, when she was 12, she started secondary school. So I thought, you know what, I know the dangers of secondary schools. So I thought I'm going to have a little chat with her. Now I went to an all-boys Roman Catholic boarding school in the Midlands, run by Roman Catholic priests. So my experience, it turns out, quite different to my daughter's, but I thought I'm going to have to talk to her about showers. I'm going to have to talk about the showers after PE and games. Now, at my school, we didn't just have showers, we had communal showers. Okay, communal showers. By communal, I don't mean showers in which you took Holy Communion. But in hindsight, there were similarities. Getting on your knees, having something placed in your mouth. Guys, this is a bit like therapy for me. Only cheaper, but not that much cheaper. I have been to the bar, as I said. So, yeah, the teacher would take a very close interest in us when we were in these communal showers. Communal being no cubicles, no curtain, no privacy whatsoever. And Sir would, to be fair to Sir, the games teacher, he did come up with the odd compliment. He said, nice tackle, boys, but again, that was during the showering process. correct kit or no kit, and he would forget his kit every week. So after games, it was like an episode of Naked Education on Channel 4 every week. It really was. If you don't know what that show is, Google it, but not on your work laptops. Yeah, so I told her about that, and then she said to me, "But Daddy, we don't have showers after games. We just go home in our PE kit." I thought, God, that would have taken the priests fun out of their job at my school if we'd just gone home in it. And the other thing I thought I'm going to have to warn them about is their favourite TV presenters. As a child of the 80s, my experience, very different to theirs. I said, "Look, my son was very fond of Mr. Tumble, Justin Fletcher." I said, "Look, son, it could be that one day the police raid Justin's house and they tell him to put away his little monster. There is someone's hard drive I think they might need to look at." He said, "Well, why are you warning me about this?" I said, "Well, in the 80s for me, my favourite TV shows were presented by Rolf Harris and Jimmy Savile. But then in the mid-1980s, along came the wholesome Philip Schofield. There you were, Philip Schofield. He was entertaining children in the broom cupboard." Now, I haven't got there yet. It's not, I'm glad you haven't said too soon. I thought he left the broom cupboard about 1989, but now it turns out he was in touch with the youth within the closet for many decades. When he did leave, he of course went to take over from Jason Donovan, didn't he, in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, where he got to sing somewhat a bit of a prophecy. He sang "Close Every Door to Me." So that was quite prophetic, wasn't it? But then, of course, more recently, he was skating on very thin ice for many years. But guys, anyway, I'm just going to say, up until a few months ago, the only comedy I'd ever performed was in churches, about 20 years ago. And they're a very easy audience because if you offend them, they just forgive you and add your name to a list of people to pray for. But you've been a great guy. I'm just going to finish with one last true story. And one other true story I've made up, I should say. I was chatting to a church deacon recently, and I thought I'm going to tell him a joke that I saw on TikTok, okay? And I said to him, "Is the reason churches always have very bad public Wi-Fi because they don't want to have to compete with an invisible force that actually works?" And what I learned from this, was don't poke fun at a church deacon when you're with him in a communal shower. I've been John Amos, you've been great, thank you very much.